Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you call us? We would have met you at the airport.
Well, I thought it'd be easier this way. Mom.
Aunt Annie.
Oh, hello, sweetheart. Oh. Dee.
Oh. Betsy.
Oh, I've wished for so long that we could all be together like this. Oh, if only your father could.
Lanacane will stop it fast.
Lanacane will. Lanacane shuts off the itch like a switch, fast. Only Lanacane cream works on contact with the itch nerves that cause every itch. Benadryl can't. Cortade can't. Hydrocortisones can't. But Lanacane will. So for the fastest relief of every itch, get Lanacane.
See? Lanacane shuts off the itch. Like a switch. Fast.
The plan's in motion.
We're finally going to do to Roger Thorpe what he's been doing to us.
The attack begins.
We have the opportunity to expose him for grand theft embezzlement.
Now is the enemy trapped.
Just a matter of time until we put Roger Thorpe where he belongs, behind bars.
This week on Guiding Light. Guns of Paradise, tonight on CBS.
Well, I'm ready, and Josh is taking a shower.
They're kind of missing the point of taking a swim on a hot day.
That's what I told him, but there is no arguing with him.
Oh, Lordy, don't I know.
Listen, I'm heading out to the South Field, all right? Okay. If the Hutchinsons come, who's going to be here?
I'll stay.
Well, your mom made a nice picnic lunch for everybody.
Oh, Mama, you'll never change.
I hope not.
I'll get it.
That's on the top there, okay?
Hello?
Hello. May I speak to Cal Strickland?
Oh, he just left. Can I take a message?
Perhaps you can.
Is this Mr. Hutchinson?
No, I'm Dr. Alan Smith. I'm calling from Los Angeles.
I'm ready for the pond.
You think you're clean enough to go into the pond?
Yes, I do.
One of my patients, Mrs. Caleb Snyder, gave me Mr. Strickland's name in case of emergency.
Oh, maybe I can help. I'm Caleb's sister. What kind of an emergency?
Well, I don't want to alarm you, but there's something in Julie's records I need to talk to her about. Well, I tried to contact her here in Los Angeles, but her number's been disconnected. I was just hoping Mr. Strickland could tell me how to reach her.
Well, I know that she hasn't been in touch with Mr. Strickland, but... Well, you can try Andy Dixon or Lisa Mitchell. I know that she's been in touch with both of them recently.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Okay, bye.
Who's that?
Oh, someone for Cal. They said they'd call back.
Let's go to the pond.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I realized I gotta call the hospital and tell them when I'm coming back to
Go
work.
ahead, I'll wait.
No, you go on out there.
Okay.
And Mama, you go out there and say hi to Tess and Courtney.
Okay,
I'll wait for the
maybe I
Hutchinson.
will. I won't be long, so you can go in for a swim. It's cold.
All right, you two have fun. Hi, Julie. It's Meg.
Oh, Meg, don't tell me you've decided to tell Caleb.
No, I have actually decided not to tell him. But your doctor in Los Angeles called. He called here at Cal's. I picked up the phone. He said he needs to speak to you about some medical records.
How did Dr. Nordoff get Cal's number?
Dr. Nordoff? No, it was a Dr. Alan Smith.
I don't know any Dr. Alan Smith.
All right, we'll stop. One visit us between now and then.
Well, I can't promise anything, but I'll try.
Well, then I'll say what I gotta say right here. I think Holden's good for you. I really do. Last time I saw you, you were all business, lady. No heart. Well, a little bit of heart. But I think Holden deserves a lot of credit.
I do too. I'm gonna miss you so much.
Oh, look, everybody's just... Well, this is quite together. Everybody's... What's the matter? Oh, for crying out loud. Well, I'll tell you what, I got something in the car for that. Yeah. No, I'll be right back. It's all right. I got it.
Andrew, I'm glad you made it. Where have you been all day?
I was at a photo signing.
Oh, I see. I'm going to go over and say hello to Lucinda. You want to come along?
No, I'll sit this one out.
I can't believe she would come here and pretend everything's okay when she tried to use Julie to make some holding the noise.
Nothing Lucinda does surprises me. How's Julie?
Andy.
Julie.
Sorry, Lucinda's here. You don't think she'll say anything about being the father of Julie's baby?
Not if she wants to live through this picnic, she won't.
Angel, I've been getting funny vibes from you ever since I picked you up. What's up?
I just think maybe you want something from me that I'm not ready to give.
I enjoy being with you. I like you. There's no harm in that.
Caleb, are you sure that's it? I mean, we've both been hurt. We're both lonely.
Angel, my feelings for you have nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with what happened with Julie or what she did to me. Right? Now, if you're uncomfortable and you want me to back up...
I remember, but...
Well, I just assumed that I must have said something that offended you.
No. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, I just got covered up in business, you know. I bought WOAK.
It's a real nice night, isn't it? You know, we don't have mosquitoes here, and the pool's heated. You want to stay and swim?
What, no beer? I wouldn't send Andy to the store anymore if I was you.
I'm pregnant, you idiot.
Oh, yeah, and he's a drunk. You got to make some pair.
Oh, go read your own fridge now that you live upstairs.
Yeah, well, it's empty. So you call up Lisa and get me some cash.
I told you I won't do that.
You know, maybe I will call Caleb. Or Holden. Maybe both of them.
Baby is not Holden's.
Come on, Julie. Give me a break. You know, it's starting to make sense to me. The only reason you're in Oakdale right now is because the father's got to be living around here. And you would have gotten rid of the kid unless you cared about the guy. Like you got rid of Vinny's. You know, I thought it was Andy's kid at first, but you got that look in your eyes when I mentioned Holden's name.
All right, you want to know the truth? You were right the first time. This baby is Andy's.
Done.
We're done, all right.
Now, Mama, you sit down. Oh, okay.
Of course, they're the kind of... You must be very proud of your children, Emma.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I am. Each and every one of them.
Well, yeah, that's...
Sunny delight. Kids get the taste. Moms get the crust.
I'm not amused, Frank.
That's really too bad. You had such a great sense of humor when we first got together.
Well, 3 years of marriage to you killed that.
You know, maybe I will cut out. I got a call to make. It's confidential.
Another one of your shady get-rich-quick schemes. Let's see, how many times have you almost been a millionaire now?
Babe, this one's gonna come through. I can feel it.
What has it gotten you, Frank? Your picture in the police mug books, and now you're trying to blackmail me.
Look, I don't need any more of your lip.
$500 bucks. I'll see you in
Look,
prison,
you better
Frank.
pray the cops don't find me, because if they do, my call's not gonna be to my lawyer.
No.
It'll be to John Dixon, Julie. And you remember it.
Oh! Damn it!
I'm going to speak to Ellen. Reverend?
How are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you?
Bob, do you think you could sit with me? Would Kim mind?
Of course not.
Really glad that Dr. Hughes is there for Ellen.
Are you okay?
It's the memories, that's all. I'm holding on. I'll be okay. I hope Daryl is all right.
Thank you all for joining us today. Our love and heartfelt condolences go out to David Stewart's family and friends. Will you join me in a prayer now in remembrance of David? I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though this body be destroyed, yet shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not as a stranger. We brought nothing into this world.
And it is certain we carry nothing out. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Let us recall this good woman as she was in life, full of compassion, charity, and love. Let us cherish the Carolyn DeWitt Crawford who brightened our lives. May she always live in our memories as a model of patience and courage to which we all aspire.
David Stewart is no longer with us, but yet in so many ways he touched all of our lives. David had the courage to fight for a humanitarian ideal.
Carolyn never allowed her handicap to throw her into despair.
And his courage was equaled by his loving wife, who supported all of his dreams.
And to Carolyn's loving and supportive husband, Daryl, who faces this trying time with dignity and courage.
A loving father.
She will be missed by all of us.
He gave us so many gifts.
She has left behind so many joyous memories.
I can't.
Shall we turn together to the 23rd Psalm? Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. Unto God's gracious mercy.
Are you all right?
I thought I had it under control, you know. I thought I could handle it.
May the Lord
Okay, listen, it's okay. You don't have to talk about this.
May the Lord make his...
He keeps going back to him, you know. Carolyn's funeral, I can't get it out of my mind.
May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you.
It's okay.
You gotta get back in there.
No, I want to stay out here
I need
with
some
you.
time. No, I gotta have some...
Daryl.
And now Dr. Robert Hughes will come and share a few words about his longtime friend and associate, David Stewart. Dr. Hughes?
How's Daryl? He's really upset, Margot. He said he needed to be alone. He wouldn't let me help him.
No, he's gonna be fine. A little solitude's what he needs right now.
As most of you know, David was my best friend. Actually, more a brother that I loved. We all felt his absence from Oakdale these past few years because of a powerful dedication to his work in AIDS research at the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. He was fortunate that his wife and his family matched his dedication. Because without their understanding and support, the valuable research that he did would not have been possible. In spite of long separations, Ellen and David's love kept their family together and strong. And they achieved what we all hope for. A good and happy marriage, and a beautiful family. I don't think there's anyone in this chapel that, at one time or another in their lives, hasn't been touched by his wisdom and his compassion. We will all miss David Stewart. Physician, husband, father, friend. But oh, how our lives have been enriched by knowing him.
Do you know that Connor is moving out of Lucinda's house?
No. And if I were you, I wouldn't say anything to Lucinda about Connor.
Yeah, but why wouldn't Connor be upfront with her? I mean, they've always been close.
I know they've always been close, but I really don't think that you should get in the middle of anything that has to do with Lucinda right now, especially with the wedding coming up. Now, listen, the reason I called is because I can't have lunch with you today. Well, I want to spend every minute of the day with you, too, but I can't because I need to work. Link told Lily that you were moving out of Lucinda's place.
Yeah, I am, but I'm not ready for Lucinda to know that yet, though.
Don't worry, Lily won't say anything. Neither will I.
Determined to reject this chance.
Please.
Excuse me, sis, but I don't like being interrupted either. Now, if you could just take some time and listen to some hard, cold facts, I think I could turn you around on this whole issue.
Don't bother.
You know you didn't have to spend that night in Chicago? Yeah. I heard Lucinda on the phone talking to Hoffman at Space Age Aeronautics. She asked him to discuss certain things that next morning, so you'd have to stay there.
What would Lucinda have to gain by doing that?
Oh, don't play dumb, Holden. She's dead set against you marrying Lily. Lucinda heard Lily talking about meeting with you at the farm after your day trip to Chicago, so she made sure that it never happened.
I really don't think this is any of your business, Evan.
It is when you act like you're protecting Lucinda. You should be behind us 100%.
You're gonna get one warning here. Don't try to manipulate me or Lily.
No one's being manipulated, Holden. Evan just gets a little
Don't apologize for me, okay?
Are you having second thoughts, Connor? If I were you, I would think this thing through. And very carefully.
Oh, brilliant. Remind me to call you next time I want to ruin a deal.
Nothing's ruined.
Oh, yeah, I bet he goes right to Lucinda and tells her everything that's been going on
Not
here.
a chance. Oh, he likes to pretend that he's got high and mighty scruples, but he feels the same kind of anger for her we all do. Before this ends, he'll be with the good guys.
I'm just not sure who that is anymore.
I saw that. What? If I can't clock watch, you can't clock watch.
I just want to make sure the maid's not going to come in here to turn down the bed.
Cemetery. I'm just really worried about Daryl.
Yeah, me too. He was a wreck when he left the chapel.
Well, all right, darling. Go ahead, then.
Okay, cute.
Hey, Susan. I know how close you were to David, and I just want to say I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you, Andy. I sure drove him crazy when I was his daughter-in-law. But, I made up for it in the lab. We worked very well together. He taught me a lot.
You're crazy about this guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I want you to know I'm rooting for you. You deserve somebody to make you happy.
You guys, thanks so much. Means a lot.
Can I take that for you, please?
Oh, thank you, Tom. It feels so wonderful to walk in here and to know you have all these loving, kind, caring friends.
Well, we do love you. That's why we're here.
Bob, your eulogy was just beautiful. I was very moved. I particularly liked the part that when you spoke about David's dedication and our separation. You know, some people still don't understand it. When you love someone, you can never really be apart.
How you holding up? Okay. Funerals are never easy.
I'm not talking about the funeral. I'm talking about being here with Bob and Kim.
Oh, well, not falling apart yet. Practice makes perfect.
Thanks. Nancy. Ellen, can I speak to you? Yes, dear. I just wanted to apologize for leaving so early, but Daryl was really shaken up at the service, and I'd like to try to find you.
Please do, Franny, and don't you worry about me. I've got all the support I could want right here.
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it.
Give Daryl my best.
I will. Okay, bye-bye. Ellen, telegram for you.
Oh, it's from Hank Elliott. Everyone, there's a telegram from Hank Elliott. Dear Mrs. Stewart, I read with great sorrow of the death of your husband, David, before I left Oakdale. I had the chance to speak with him at length about his research. I hope you realize what a hero he was to me, to Charles, and to the hundreds of thousands of men and women whose lives will be changed by his research.
Do you want me to finish reading it?
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Nancy. I know his death is an immense loss to you and your family, but you should take pride and comfort in knowing that his work will go forward until the elusive cure he sought is found. Dr. Stewart stood tall at a time when many of his colleagues preferred to turn their backs on an unpopular cause. I, for one, will never forget him. My loves and prayers are with you.
Hey, who's Hank?
Hank's a good friend of mine and Andy's that lost his lover to AIDS.
I do hope that Daryl is all right.
I hope he's finally dealing with his grief.
Well, that's why I'm not that keen about this marriage. I mean, it's awfully soon.
Now, Bob, I know how much you love Franny, and I know you're worried about her, but I think you're wrong in this instance. I think a happy marriage for Daryl and Franny is just what they need right now.
So did you get your beeper for Julie?
Yep.
Hey, maybe I should get one too. Keep tabs on you.
I'm on my way to Park Forest. Any message for Judy?
Yes. You can tell Miss Shea that I will be up for the next Lamaze class.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You see? Lisa worries about her, too. She makes just as many trips up to Park Forest as I do. I wish you would understand.
I do, up to a point. But I'm not in love with Miss Shea.
It's still not real to me.
That's how I felt when I lost Casey. It takes time, Ellen.
Annie wants me to go back to California with her. But I don't feel like going away from home so soon.
Well, then you stay, okay? From experience, I know it. It takes a while to make peace with yourself, and you have to do that. By facing up to everything at home. Hmm?
Hi.
Hi.
I feel good about our talk at the carriage house last night.
So do I. I really thought you hated me.
Well, I did once. But I also blamed my mom and Gavin. And talking to you last night really helped. I mean, it opened my eyes and made me realize that I deserve some of the blame, too. Because I asked you to give me something that you weren't ready to give anybody. And I wouldn't take no for an answer.
I always loved you.
And I always loved you. It's the right thing, wrong time, huh?
I hope you don't let what happened between us make you bitter. I know there's someone out there who will give you a wonderful life that you deserve. She'll be everything you want her to be.
Well, I haven't found anybody yet, but I promise you that when I do, I'm not going to hold back. So, am I going to see you at M&A tomorrow?
No, I'm flying right back to L.A.
So this is goodbye, huh?
Yeah. Look at me. Are you okay?
When I left the chapel, I drove around, you know, and I found myself driving by the Stewart house, and I couldn't go in. I couldn't face that. It's just too much like that morning in Des Moines. Yeah, I knew what it'd be like. Those friends and relatives and everybody trying to make you feel better. So I ended up here and was waiting for you.
I'm glad you did. I was really worried.
Really?
Yeah. It's all part of loving someone, you know.
You know, when I hear you say that, well, it makes me feel like I have the strength to face just about anything.
I'm going to tell Lisa, too, that we just made plans.
Of course.
I'll see you later. Okay, Norm.
Okay, bye.
Have a good time. Well, Daddy, you know, Daryl and I were really hoping to talk to you and Mom about this together, but there never seemed to be the opportunity to do so.
Well, the past few days have been hectic for all of us.
Well, we felt like we needed to explain the situation to Kim when she found out that Franny had broken up with Larry.
I understand. Honey, I want to be supportive, but I have to say what I said this morning. It's happening very fast.
Well, I know it may seem that way, but, well, Franny and I have had these feelings for each other for a long time. I wasn't proud of my attraction to her, and we did the best we could to fight it while Carolyn was alive.
Well, I've been around long enough to know that attractions happen, even in the strongest relationships.
You work later than usual, Ward.
Oh, the deli was real busy. I just wanted to stop by and say hello to you and Jess. Now I probably should get back to
Oh, no,
my
wait,
place.
wait, Poppy. Now, I've hardly seen you, and Fiona's on her way home. I thought maybe we'd have dinner together.
I can see you've had a long day. Why don't I make you a cup of tea in the kitchen and I'll see about supper.
It has been a long day.
Would either of you like tea?
No, thanks. All right, Duncan. Now that my father's here, I really think you should leave.
Oh, I can't leave now. Your mother's making me tea.
I'll make excuses for you.
Why are you so anxious to get rid of me?
I told you, your being here is a problem. You saw how Lamar reacted?
Lamar's gone now.
Well, my father reacted practically the same way when he came in here.
Why should your father dislike me? I hardly know the man.
Duncan, why are you being so deliberately obstinate?
You know, if you came to Edinburgh, Brian and Beatrice would welcome you with open arms.
Well, Duncan, this is not Edinburgh. This is the South Bronx, and this is my family. Now, I'm just starting to get my relationship back on track with them, and your being here is not helping.
Why can't you admit why my being here makes you so uncomfortable?
You know why.
Maybe I'd like to hear you say it.
Mama, I'm home.
Hello, Fiona. It's nice to see you again.
Hello.
Hi, it's me. Are you okay?
Where are you calling from?
I was at the Snyder Pond with Dad and Courtney. Is everything all right?
Yes, everything's fine. I meant to call your apartment, and I was looking at these beeper instructions, and I dialed the wrong number by mistake.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was time.
I'm sorry, Andy, but you shouldn't be calling from the farm. What if Caleb...
Relax. The whole family's down at the pond. Well, anyway, I got you on the phone. How you doing? You said you were trying to call me.
Yeah, but the landlady just stopped by. Can't we talk later?
Sure. Okay. Bye.
What's the big emergency?
Nothing. Nothing.
Why are you carrying a beeper?
Oh, well, I'm not home much these days, and I've been getting calls about freelance work, and I lose the jobs because by the time I return the call, it's gone. Oh. Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
Andy's just digging himself in deeper and deeper. I can't believe it.
Courtney,
I stood
please.
there and listened to him lie to his father. We both know that's not Andy.
Just keep your voice down. It could be something about Julie. She might be in trouble.
Is everything okay?
Yep, everything. I just got a call. You want to break up the party?
Thought there might be a problem or something.
No, I was just telling Dad it was about a photography job. Everything's okay.
Oh, good.
So anyway, I'm gonna go back down there before all the food's gone.
In the Snyder Pond. He was so out of breath he could barely talk to me.
You know, Jewel, I can see that having the father of your baby mixed with Caleb and his family gets you a little uptight.
You know what makes me uptight? You make me uptight. You got your money. Why don't you get out of here?
You only gave me half the money.
You asked for $500. That's what you got.
Yeah, but we both know how generous your pal Lisa is. The next time I'm up in the ante.
There isn't gonna be a next time. Why don't you just take your $500 and go after your big jackpot you keep bragging about?
You know, you're looking at a man who could be worth millions by the end of tonight.
Right. Well, your millions aren't gonna be any good in prison, Frank. And that's exactly where you're headed.
Babe, I'm leaving the country. I'm gonna give Mom a chunk of money for Pete and Jenny, because I know you never will. And then I'm off to a life of leisure in South America.
Yeah, right. Just keep dreaming, Frankie.
Not a dream, Julie. This is the lucky break I've been waiting for my whole life.
You know, it's one thing to mess around with these small-time hoods up in Seattle like Vince. But you're playing with the big boys here, Frankie. These Lombards are bad dudes, man. You better watch your back.
I'm about to become one of the big boys myself.
Right.
You know, it's a pity your timing's so right. Because if you weren't all knocked up, I'd think about taking you with me. Instead of leaving you here with a snot-nosed kid like Andy Dixon.
Why don't you just take your jackpot and leave tonight?
Yeah, maybe I'll do that, babe. Before I do that, I'll be sure and come down and say goodbye, so you don't need to worry. Here's my number. Now, you give me a call when you remember where the rest of my money is. Otherwise, next time I call Oakdale, I'm afraid I'm going to have to talk to Dr. John Dixon.
Well, I hope you have a successful trip to New York.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
I'm planning
Dinner that Bob is having with Franny and Daryl is very important. I wondered how things were going.
Well, why don't you just go over and find out?
You don't mind?
No, listen, our business can wait.
I appreciate it.
Lisa!
Oh, hi.
Lisa, there you are. There's a lot of people looking for you.
Well, I know. I can see that. Oh, my heavens. I thought little Lucy had already collected on her bachelor's auction date with that cow. Hi. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you.
Hey.
Hello.
How's my favorite princess?
Flowers.
fine. Katie's fine. We just had supper.
Good. I didn't call to make a reservation, Lisa.
My fault. We just couldn't decide where we were going to eat
Oh,
tonight.
don't worry. You know, I always have a table for you. Let's see. I'm going to put you at a table close to the stage because Lala's singing tonight.
Good. I look forward to it.
Would you please stay
Shall
at
we?
table 29? Mr. Strickland and his friends.
Sure.
Good.
So, there's not much else to say except that I love your daughter very much, and I promise to be a good husband. She'll want for nothing, and I'll spend the rest of my life taking care of her.
And I feel the same way about Derek.
You've thought this through carefully?
Well, I'm afraid I didn't give her much of a chance to thank when I chased her down to Puerto Rico, but I can't say I'm sorry with the way things have turned out.
Oh, you're talking about marriage, but have you given any consideration at all to
All
the
I've
fact
considered is how quickly things can change in this life. I'm not going to risk losing a moment of happiness with friends. So, with yours and Bob's blessing, I hope that we're married by the end of the summer. Hopefully the investigation will be closed by then.
What's wrong?
Come here. No, just come here, please. Will you just come here for a second, though?
Hi, Harry. What's up?
Well, I'm at the Mona Lisa with Bob and Franny.
Oh, how'd Bob take the news?
He's been very understanding, but that's not why I called. Listen, a few minutes ago, Arthur walked in here. You know, I waited to make sure he was staying before I called you.
What is he doing back in Oakdale?
I don't know, but I gave him a wide berth.
Good.
You know, it wasn't easy. He spotted me and Franny, and if looks could kill.
You stay away from him. Unless, of course, he tries to leave and then you trip him. I'm on my way.
So, Fifi, where are the boys?
They're at the rec center having supper and seeing a movie. I'm going to pick them up later.
I'm sorry I missed them. I remember what a great time they had playing with the race cars at Christmas.
Yeah, they still love them. They talk about Blake a lot.
You still hear from him, Jesse?
No, Poppy. He's disappeared.
What?
Well, Blake was involved in some dangerous undercover work, and I'm afraid certain people got to him.
You mean...
I'm afraid so.
That's horrible. I mean, he was so young, so full of life.
Yeah, well, awful things can happen when you work outside the law.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I think I'll go see about supper.
Oh, good. I'm hungry.
Mr. McKay. Duncan, would you like to stay and eat with us?
You know, as a matter of fact, I wanted to take you all out. I understand there's a great little Scottish pub in the village. It's very quiet, low-key, relaxed.
Oh, well, thanks, but no thanks. Ward's very tired, and I think we'll just stay here.
Well, what about you, Fiona?
Like I said, I got to pick the boys up a little later.
Well, we can pick them up together. Bring them along.
No, I don't want them to stay up too late. But I think Jess should go, so don't let us hold you up.
Well, it's just the two of us, then.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please enjoy some dancing.
Yes, I love to dance.
Well, I have to go and say hello to my partners, briefly.
Oh, okay.
Can we interrupt here?
Oh, thank you. Cal, I really like the work you and Jeff did today. I think it's terrific. I just have a couple of minor changes.
Good. Well, we'll keep it up. We'll keep fine-tuning.
Okay.
How's Chris?
Oh, terrific. He loves that truck you gave him.
Well, that was a heck of a barbecue. I had a great time.
Well, you did all the work. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
And we must have lunch soon, because we never speak.
All right.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
I hope you don't mind that Cal and I met today without you. We just had to make a decision right away, so we just grabbed him early.
No, there's no problem at all. I thought it was important, though, for me to spend the day with Ellen Stewart.
I gather that David Stewart was a pillar of the community.
Oh, indeed he was. Unfortunately, the past few years, he'd been forced to be away because of his activities in AIDS research.
That must have been hard on his wife, being apart. That must...
Wasn't Carolyn's lawyer also a friend?
Yeah, well, Carolyn had ended their friendship before she died. To tell you the truth, I think Arthur had a perfect motive. I mean, he was heavily in debt. And when she died, he inherited over $500,000.
Well, I don't need to ask how you knew I was here.
Well, Daryl is very much aware I've been trying to contact you. Now, can we just get back to the notes here so I can double-check them? So you said that you were in the south of France for several days.
Yes. After the ordeal of losing Carolyn, I needed to get away. I've been in contact with Carolyn's family quite a bit. They're still not over the shock. Unlike Daryl, who seems to have recovered fully.
Okay, and then you were in Chicago on business. Is that right?
Yes, I was there for 3 days interviewing prospective clients. I can give you the names if you like.
No, that's fine. And what was the name of the hotel?
The Shoreline.
Okay, and why didn't you call your office and let them know where you were?
I didn't want to tell them about the interviews, build their hopes up, unless the interviews prove successful. We need the business pretty badly.
Okay. Why are you in Oakdale now?
Well, after my last appointment, I drove down here. I'd planned to stay at the executive club tonight, then come over to the station in the morning to ask about the case so that I could report back to Carolyn's family.
All right, well, all I can really tell you right now is that we're checking out a lead that points to an organized crime family in Chicago.
It seems so removed from Oakdale.
The DeWitt fortune's no secret.
So, how is Dana Lambert?
Fine.
That's a relief. That baby will be worth millions when it's born. Well, now that you've answered my questions, I see no reason to stay in Oakdale tonight. I think I'll drive back to Chicago when I leave here.
Now, why do you seem so...
Person like her.
Well, I guess even great, sensible men get lonely.
And really, that's about all he had to say, and he is staring daggers at me right now, isn't he?
Speak of the devil, here he comes.
Even if you do get your millions, you're not going to be able to spend them in prison, which is exactly where you're going.
Hello. Yeah, I've been waiting for your call. Yeah, it's still for sale. Actually, the price has doubled. Yeah, you see, that's why I told the cops I'd sold it, because I figured they'd never be able to come up with the kind of cash I'm looking for. Sure, I can get it to you tonight. Listen, no middlemen. And if I see any cops, I'll split, sell it to somebody else. No, don't tell me your name. If you got my name from my connections, that's good enough for me. Listen, it's real important that we keep this between the two of us. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm stepping on their toes, right? Okay. Now you listen real carefully. There's a bar on the south side of Chicago called Shorty's, between Calumet and Western. Be there midnight with the cash.
Younger than Dad.
Oh, come on, Andy. Some women like older men.
Are you talking from experience here?
Not exactly. I mean, you're the oldest guy I've ever spent time with, except...
So there is somebody that you left heartbroken in Alva, huh?
I wouldn't say Clyde Rescott was exactly heartbroken. He was just an older brother of a friend of mine. He was interesting.
I've never known you to be quite so quiet.
I am trying desperately to control myself.
Why?
You know damn well why. You tricked me into coming here tonight.
I just wanted to show you and your family a good time.
Duncan, I came to New York to spend time with my family, not to have dinner with you. But I couldn't extricate myself from your invitation without embarrassing everyone.
Was it wrong for me to ask your family out?
It was wrong for you to descend on them like some lord of the manor.
What about Blake? He descended on them at Christmas time like bloody St. Nicholas, and he's not from the South Bronx or any bloody
That's
ghetto.
different. They can relate to Blake.
As I told you, if you or your family were to come to Edinburgh...
Duncan, they are not coming to Edinburgh. They rarely go to Manhattan. They're not going to appear on your doorstep. They are happy where they are, with who they are, and it took me a long time to realize that. And it almost cost me them in the process. They thought that I had completely abandoned my heritage and the values I grew up with. And then you come...
Just because you chose not to live in their world doesn't mean they should resent you for it. You had every right to live wherever you
are
wanted
missing the point. For you to come barging into their home just reminds them of the choice I made. And it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm throwing it in their faces.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize they'd take it that way.
Duncan, when we said goodbye at the airport, you said that you understood these visits with my family can be very stressful. Now, didn't it occur to you that your presence might add to that?
No. It occurred to me that I had time between planes, and that I could see you and your family, and maybe get to know them better.
But they don't want to get to know you better, Duncan. Can't you understand why?
Oh, hi. I'm sorry to bother you again.
There's no problem. Have you found Frank Wendell?
No, not yet, but I was just thinking about Arthur's trip to France. Could there be any connection there to Carolyn?
Well, Carolyn's first husband, Philippe, had a country house there, but I don't see any connection. I mean, Arthur hated him as much as he hated me because we were both married to Carolyn.
Well, now, Carolyn divorced Philippe, right?
Right.
Well, there's the connection. They were both rejected by Carolyn. Listen, do you think you have a number or an address on Philippe?
I'm not sure, but they may be among her papers.
Will you look it up tomorrow and give me a call?
Absolutely.
Thanks. Hughes. Yeah, Detective Hinton. I wondered if you had any more information from the hotel about Arthur Claiborne. Well, that's weird. He only registered for last night and tonight? Well, no, because he said that he'd been in Chicago for 3 days. And why wouldn't he check out if he knew he was going to be staying in Oakdale tonight?
Is there anything new with the investigation?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, some of the items that were stolen during the break-in turned up at an old antique shop in Chicago. And from a police sketch and an old photo that Margot dug up, the shop owner was able to identify the guy who fenced him as Frank Wendell, Julie Snyder's ex-husband.
Aren't the police looking for him in connection with the Lombard slaying?
Well, the Chicago police are intensifying their search. If they can find him, maybe they can find out who hired him.
We, just come from the Snyder farm. Andy was out there. Did you know he has a beeper now?
No. What for?
Well, he says it's for business calls, so he won't miss any of them. Sounds kind of lame to me.
Well, you know, actually, we should get the number. That would be one way of getting a hold of him.
Oh, no. He wouldn't give it to me. It's for professional reasons only.
I think it's just his age that he wants privacy. There's probably nothing to it.
Oh, yeah. Now, where are you?
Oh, hello. Hi.
Excuse me.
How's the AIDS ball going?
Very busy. I'm very, very busy.
Jeff and I were talking, maybe we should be running some public service announcements on AIDS, and then that way we could give you some free publicity on the AIDS benefit ball.
Well, that would be wonderful.
I think you ought to talk to Lisa and Lucinda, too. Maybe they give you a little free publicity in the newspaper.
Well, maybe Lisa, but I'm not going to press my luck with Lucinda.
Everyone thought Kim and Bob to have the perfect marriage.
Well, if you ask me, I think they're still in love. They just have to hang tough through this rough spot.
Tough businessman. You mean inside? You're just a romantic at heart?
Well, now, a businessman can be romantic.
Now, look, if I'm going to say too much, you just stop me, all right? All right. But I know that Cal is really interested in you.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be honest with him, you know? So I told him that everything I ever wanted in a man, I had with Casey.
Okay, I'm going to say something to you.
What?
If the tables were turned and Casey had been the one to be left, well, would you honestly want him to live alone for the rest of his life, or worse, go off to a monastery?
Oh, no.
Well, all right, don't tell me you don't feel a twinge every time you see that Lucy with Cal, huh?
Do you mind if I cut in?
Not at all, my guest.
Give Jennifer a kiss goodnight for me. Thanks, Mrs. Myers.
Barbara, hi. I'm glad to have a minute with you without Gavin around. Listen, have you told him that he's Jennifer's father?
My God, no, and I have no intention of doing so.
Well, I remember how worried you were about him finding out. Isn't it a little risky, him spending so much time with her?
He isn't the least bit suspicious.
Okay, good. Well, I guess I'm always going to be overprotective of you after our night in Rome. Look, there's something I want to tell you that I told Margot.
You didn't tell her about Rome, did you?
No, of course not. It's about Gavin. A few years ago, he tried to take over DeWitt. He also made a play for Carolyn.
Oh, Daryl, my relationship with Gavin is strictly business.
Good, I hope so, for your sake. Well, listen, there's just one more thing. I understand that you've asked Franny to be Jennifer's guardian, and well, since we're in love and we're getting married, I was hoping you'd name me as Jennifer's guardian, too.
What's this about Jennifer?
Jennifer's first flight tomorrow.
Have a safe one.
Thank you.
You want to buy that?
Oh,
good night.
Oh,
Delicious as always. Don't leave yet. Lila has her last set to do.
Oh, we'll have to do it another time because we're going back to my place for a moonlit swim and a nightcap. Oh.
Last song was a killer.
Now, I got the feeling that you and Daryl were having more than just a casual conversation.
And I didn't realize that you knew Daryl and Carolyn before.
Oh, I was always on friendly terms with Carolyn. Right, but Daryl was so possessive, he got the wild idea that I made a pass at her.
I see. That's really none of my business, you know.
Well, no, I just
But
don't
go
want... I don't want you to think that I make a habit of pursuing married women. Oh, Barbara, look, I know that I overstepped when I kissed you goodnight last night in the garden, and I apologize for that.
You don't have to say any more, Gavin.
I will, after I say one more thing. I find you to be one of the most attractive, fascinating women I've ever been around. But I will never take advantage of our business relationship.
I'm so happy for Franny. Daryl's a handsome devil.
Well, I just wish I felt better about the whole situation.
Oh, Bob, Jeff just left Kim's table, and I have a phone call to make, so why don't you ask Kim to finish this dance?
I like the way you think.
Oh, well, thank you.
You remember that time we were dancing to the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
You know, I think I like this cheek-to-cheek stuff better.
Yeah, me too. I think the talk with Daddy went well, don't you?
Well, if I can just get my girl to agree to a date in the near future, I'll be ecstatic.
Well, it's obvious that Daryl is crazy about Franny. I still wish that they'd wait.
Me too.
Hey, Paul, look. There's a star I wished on. It's the bright one. Right there.
I think you better make another wish. That's not a star, that's Venus.
How'd you know that?
I told you should have let Matthew
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have been alone. We're alone.
Well, Matthew's very, yes, we are, as a matter of fact, because Connor and the brother...
Why don't I go put my suit on?
Oh. As I said, Matthew's very discreet.
In that case, why don't we get naked?
I can't see any reason why we shouldn't.
How do we get this thing
We
off?
have to let go of each other first.
Zippers?
Thank you. How nice. I like it.
Thanks. Don't turn on the light. I don't want to wake anybody.
Well, I'd expect you to be considerate about something like that. But when it comes to the big issues, I hope you realize that you can't live your life to please your family.
I know that.
I'm not so sure you do. You know, it finally dawned on me that the reason you reacted so strongly when I told you I was falling in love with you wasn't because you didn't feel the same. Because I think you did. And you just don't want to face your family with it.
Duncan, that's ridiculous.
her suit out, girl. Listen, I gotta call Julie. Don't get upset. I just want to make sure she's all right. Okay?
You know that I love dancing with you more than anything else in the world. But you know what? I'm feeling kind of bad about leaving Daddy all by himself, especially with Mom over there with Jeff.
He's not alone anymore.
Well, as soon as Gavin gets off the telephone, I'm going to have him take me home, because I haven't even packed yet.
We'll have a safe and successful trip.
Thanks so much.
You know, I think Franny is so happy, and I think they make just an adorable couple.
Any news on Frank Wayne?
No, nothing yet, but I did find out something interesting about Arthur I thought I should pass on. Seems that he was in Chicago for business for 3 days, but the hotel there only has him registered for last night and tonight. So where was he the first night? And why didn't he check out today if he was planning on staying at the Executive Club tonight?
All right, fine. Then it's all systems go. All right. You ready?
What's that?
Hello, Mom.
Hey, y'all. Well, hi. Oh, I hope you stop by for breakfast tomorrow morning so we can talk before we go.
So you're leaving tomorrow, huh?
Yes, I just told my pilot to have the jet ready by 10.
Just enough time to get to Shorty's. Julie, is that you? Julie?